26.2 is here. Let's jump straight into what's new and what will make a difference in your day-to-day. But first, let's take a quick look at how we got here.
It all began with an idea.
One that grew
shaped by people willing to move first
and willing to evolve.
Trusted for performance.
Invested in long-term value.
Connected by ambition.
What unites us?
Across chains, borders, and generations.
Is our culture of innovation.
And today,
with the same passion as day one,
we are leading the way.
Hi, I'm Maya. I'll be your guide throughout the video, bringing key context, quick recaps, and highlighting what matters for each update so you can easily follow along or jump ahead to what you care about most using the video chapters. Let's now start where everything begins, acquire. This is where data enters the platform, and in 26.2, this is where we make things faster, more dynamic, and more secure. Let's take a look. Aurélien, over to you.
So let's start with something foundational, OneQue. OneQue already does a great job managing background processing. It distributes workloads across imports, integrations, and other processes. But until now, there was a limitation. Parallel processing was using static limits, which meant that if there was spare capacity, the system couldn't always use it. In busy environments, things could slow down. And in quiet moments, resources were underused. With 26.2, that changes with dynamic parallelism. Instead of static limits, processing capacity now adjusts automatically based on what's happening in the system. If more power is available, it scales up. If demand is higher elsewhere, it scales down. And all of this happens in real time. The result is very tangible. Large jobs complete faster, resources are used more efficiently, and there's no need for manual tuning. It's one of those improvements you don't configure, but that you can definitely feel.
Faster processing, smarter resource usage, and no manual effort. That's a big step forward.
Next, let's talk about visibility and control. Two things that become critical as environments scale. Today, if you want to understand what's happening in the system, your visibility is limited. And when it comes to control service API credentials, you rely on manual provisioning, which adds friction. With 26.2, we simplify both. First, the user activity log is extended and also available through the Control Service API. You now get visibility into logging events, system-initiated changes, and platform-level activity, all in one consistent audit trail. Then, Control Service API credentials. You can now create, manage, renew, and revoke them directly from the self-service UI. No more back and forth, no more manual steps, and the outcome is exactly what you want. More transparency, stronger governance, and faster operations.
Better visibility, tighter control, and less friction. Exactly what you need as you scale.
And now, a quick but important upgrade on the security side. Today, when sending emails from the Stibo Systems platform, encryption starts after the connection is established. With 26.2, we introduce SMTPS support, so encryption is enforced immediately as soon as the connection is established. The benefit is simple. less risk, easier compliance, and alignment with modern standards.
Stronger security built in from the start and ready for modern standards.
Exactly, Maya. And that's a great step forward. And with that, this wraps up Acquire. Maya, can you please recap the key highlights for us?
Of course. With 26.2, processing becomes more dynamic thanks to dynamic parallelism in OneQue. Visibility and control improve with self-service UI updates. And security is strengthened with SMTPS. We'll be right back after this short break to explore what's new in Manage.
Big news! Stibo Systems has been recognized as a leader in the 2026 Gartner Magic Quadrant for Master Data Management. But more importantly, we believe it reflects what our customers already experience. A single, organically built platform delivering trusted, governed, AI-ready data at enterprise scale. Discover what makes our approach different and learn more on our website.
This community, our community, is thriving, we're growing, and we're creating and driving the future together.
It's our turn to anticipate the trends, to innovate boldly, and to lead with purpose.
Welcome back. We're now in Manage, where most of the daily work happens. This is where teams interact with data, manage complexity, and ensure quality. And in 26.2, this is where we bring a lot of improvements to clarity, usability, and control. Walk us through it, Aurélien.
Search is an area where expectations are high. And in many cases, users don't remember documents by their metadata. They remember them by what's inside. It can be a clause in a contract, a specification in a PDF, or a keyword in a product manual. But today, search mainly relies on metadata and attributes. So if you don't know those, finding the right document can take time. With 26.2, we expanded faceted search, so it now includes the actual content inside assets. The system can now read and match text from PDFs, Office documents, HTML files, text files, and other common formats. And most importantly, this doesn't change the way you work. The impact is immediate. You find the right document faster, you avoid guesswork, and the whole experience feels more natural. It's a simple but powerful shift. Search now works the way users actually think.
Search now goes beyond metadata, helping you find what you need based on what's inside.
Now let's move to supplier onboarding. Today, onboarding can feel long and fragmented. Information is spread across different places, and once things are in progress, visibility becomes limited. So tracking where suppliers are, understanding adoption, or even getting a clear status update can take more effort than it should. With 26.2, we simplify this for configured onboarding channels, introducing a centralized self-service space dedicated to supplier management. From there, you can monitor supplier connections, track onboarding progress, and manage collaboration, all in one place. The outcome is very practical: faster onboarding cycles, better visibility into progress and adoption, and stronger collaboration between retailers and suppliers, which ultimately leads to higher quality product data and faster time to market.
Which means faster onboarding, better visibility, and smoother collaboration across the board.
Next, let's talk about AI translations. AI is powerful, but when it comes to business content, consistency is everything. And today, AI translations rely on language models to infer meaning from context. This works well for general language, but can lead to inconsistent translation of domain-specific terms like brand names, technical vocabulary, or standard phrases. The same term might be translated differently from one product to the next, and that creates a problem because teams need to go back, review everything, and manually fix recurring issues. This slows things down and limits how far you can scale AI translations. With 26.2, we solved this with glossary support. You can now define your own approved source-to-target terms mappings, and these rules are enforced, so AI doesn't guess anymore, but follows your terminology. The impact is immediate: less manual correction and rework, faster review cycles, and much higher trust in the output.
In practice, faster reviews, fewer corrections, and translations that stay consistent.
And while we're on translations, here's another improvement to the asynchronous translation framework. Today, translation exports include all references and object names by default, even when they're not language dependent, resulting in oversized files, higher processing costs, and unnecessary noise for translators. With 26.2, we introduced consistent inclusion, contextual, and exclusion rules across attributes, reference metadata, and object names, centrally managed through the asynchronous translation service. This leads to smaller, faster translation files that better reflect user intent, reduce cost and turnaround time, and provide translators with a clearer, more relevant context.
Bottom line, smaller files, faster processing, and a much clearer experience for translators.
Next, match tuning. In 26.1, we already made a big step forward. We introduced a shared view of match accuracy and data quality, so super users and data owners could start working together, reviewing potential matches and identifying issues earlier. But when it came to rules, ownership stayed mostly with specialists. With 26.2, we expand ownership directly to data owners who can now create match rules, manage rule sets, and activate them all directly within the match tuning app. This changes how tuning happens, making it become faster because fewer hands-off are needed, more collaborative with shared responsibility, and more transparent with clearer ownership of decisions. And over time, this also reduces manual review and helps improve match accuracy incrementally. This is an early release, so if you want to get started, you can reach out to the team.
That puts control where it belongs, making tuning faster, more transparent, and truly collaborative.
Let's now talk about a real challenge in product data management: understanding referenced objects. Products rarely stand alone. They connect to other products, assets, and documents, and those relationships are essential to how the product is actually used. With 26.2, we have improved how this works in the new UI. In the Reference tab, you now get a structured table that brings together both the relationship and key data of the referenced objects directly in context. So instead of navigating a way to understand how things connect, you can now see it all in one place. This makes it easier to get a clear overview and work efficiently with reference data.
At a glance, a complete view, less navigation, and more confident decisions.
Next, adoption. The new UI is the future front-end experience of the Stibo Systems platform. But until now, getting access required a manual enablement step, and that slowed things down. With 26.2, this friction disappears. The new UI is included by default in the base license for all SaaS v2 customers. No forms, no extra activation steps. Customers simply manage access using standard privileges. All this means is faster onboarding, easier exploration, and quicker adoption.
From day one, faster onboarding, easier access, and quicker adoption.
Next, a small but important usability fix. After recent updates, the node picker was no longer available when creating multi-edit data containers. This made it harder to select referenced objects. With 26.2, this is now resolved. The node picker is back in the Create dialog, and it activates automatically when relevant. No extra configuration is needed, and the benefit is simple: a more intuitive experience and a workflow that works the way it should.
A small fix, but a big difference for everyday usability.
Next, another small improvement, this time in list processing. Today, users often see too many import and export configurations, which makes it harder to find the right one. With 26.2, this is simplified. Only relevant configurations are shown based on the list type. So users no longer have to sift through everything. The benefit is clear: less clutter, fewer mistakes, and faster, more confident actions.
Less clutter, better focus, and faster decisions every time.
Next, a performance improvement in Elasticsearch. Today, reindexing can take time, especially on larger datasets, and it can also impact other processes while running. With 26.2, this is improved. Reindexing is now handled more efficiently, with less impact on shared resources and better overall throughput. The result is simple. Reindexing can be up to 2 to 3 times faster, helping systems stay responsive even during heavy operations.
Up to 3 times faster, without impacting everything else running alongside.
Yes, that's a solid performance gain. And with that, let's recap the Manage section. Maya, over to you.
With 26.2, Manage becomes clearer and more efficient. Users get a better understanding of complex data, more control over translations, and easier access to the new UI. At the same time, operations improve with better onboarding, smarter search, and simpler workflows. We'll be right back after this short break to explore Share.
Hi, I'm Jesper Grode. Here's a quick take on the Stibo Systems Co-Innovation Program. Your backstage pass to find new solutions to your toughest use case. Your ticket to explore new technologies. Someone once said, "I never lose, I either win or learn." That's how we treat co-innovation. We build the future with you, customers and partners, because we can't do it alone. 3 pillars: collaboration, a shared goal we both learn from; alignment, clear use cases and outcomes; agility, fast, light execution instead of drowning in process. There's no fee, but we need your time. Meetings, workshops, feedback, data when it matters. Not every project ends in a shipped product. but the insights still land for both sides. Next step, reach your Stibo Systems contact, account manager, customer success, or account executive, or email me. Help us add the next plot to our innovation radar.
You've got a problem, so now you have to open a Jira ticket, explain everything, and wait. Or you can skip the slow lane and ask our support chatbot. Using AI across documentation, previously created Jira tickets, and other available internal material, it answers your questions fast, provides troubleshooting steps, and surfaces helpful knowledge articles. Just ask in natural language and get the guidance you need right away. And if the chatbot can't fully solve it, it will help with the Jira ticket creation without starting from scratch. Less waiting, less friction, faster answers. That's smarter support with our support chatbot. Try it now.
Welcome back. Now we're in Share, where everything comes together. This is where your data reaches users, partners, and increasingly AI systems. Tell us more, Aurelium.
First, the digital catalog. Less tech-savvy retail users have struggled to identify products of interest to their customer segment due to a limited browsing experience. With 26.2, we are introducing a number of improvements. You now get a localized UI, improved navigation and search, and modern product pages with richer content, making the browsing experience feel closer to a real web shop. The impact is faster product discovery, better usability, and stronger adoption.
A smoother experience, making product discovery faster, easier, and more engaging.
And finally, let's talk about AI again, because this is where things get really interesting. AI agents are becoming part of everyday work. They answer questions, assist users, and support business processes. But to be useful, they need access to trusted master data. And today, that is still a challenge. Most integrations rely on APIs or custom services, which means each AI use case often requires its own setup, and that doesn't scale. With 26.2, we changed this by introducing the Consumer MCP server. Building on the capabilities of data as a service, it exposes master data with the semantic context needed for AI-driven interaction. This provides a standard AI-friendly way to access master data. So instead of building custom integrations, AI agents can now discover available data, understand its structure and meaning, and query approved information, all through a consistent, governed interface. This means that an AI agent can answer product questions, retrieve the right attributes, and even bring in relevant documents, all by interacting directly with master data through MCP. And here's the key shift. You can define access once and reuse it across multiple AI use cases. The result is a major step forward. Less integration effort, better scalability, and consistent governance. But more importantly, your master data becomes directly usable by AI. This is not just another feature. It's the foundation for how AI will work with master data going forward.
This is a turning point where master data becomes directly usable by AI at scale.
Yes, and that's a powerful shift. Let's now recap the Share section and the entire 26.2 story. Maya, take it away.
With 26.2, we take a big step toward truly global and AI-ready operations. Teams can now work seamlessly across languages without changing how they operate, while the digital catalog delivers a more intuitive and engaging experience. And with the introduction of the Consumer MCP server, we lay the foundation for scalable, governed AI, making it much easier to connect intelligent agents to trusted master data. And here's the full 26.2 recap in just a few seconds. Acquire brings faster processing and stronger security. Manage improves clarity, control, and efficiency. And Share makes your data ready for global scale and AI.
And that's your 26.2 overview. This release is all about removing friction, making the platform faster, simpler to use, and ready for what's next, especially AI. To explore everything in detail, head on over to the Product Update Center. And if you found this helpful, like the video, share it with your teams, and subscribe so you don't miss the next updates.
Thanks for watching. Bye.